Hello young little minds, welcome to All Force e-learning program. Right, this is physics session number 47. Right, so in this session we will discuss about the electric potential due to a dipole. Right, we will evaluate a formula for the electric potential due to a dipole. Right. Okay, so before going to this, let's have a recall of what we have studied earlier. What are the various things that are required to evaluate this? So I was telling you, electric potential, it is the state of a body, the electrical state of a body which determines the direction of flow, whether it is in a state of giving charge or taking charge, right? So actually it is defined as the amount of work done in moving a unit positive test charge from infinity to the point of the field. So the electric potential V is equal to W by Q. Unit positive test charge V is equal to W by Q. That's the formula for the potential there, right? Next, later we have defined potential difference between 2 points. Potential difference between 2 points is the amount of work done in moving a unit positive test charge from the initial point to the final point, the difference between final and initial. So the potential difference is the amount of work done in moving a unit positive test charge from one point to another point. That is potential difference. Later we have derived the formula for the potential due to a point charge. The potential due to point charge is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. This is the potential formula for the potential due to a point charge Q at a distance R from it. From the charge at a distance R, the potential V is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. If there are many number of charges, many number of point charges, then the resultant potential is the algebraic sum of the individual potentials, I1 to In. So the resultant potential, you have to just add them algebraically like this. V1 plus V2 plus V3 dot Vn. So for number of charges, the potential is the algebraic sum of all the individual potentials. Well, potential units joule per coulomb, volt. It is a scalar, you know. Potential being a scalar, it can be positive, it can be negative, it can be even zero. For a positive charge, it is positive. For negative charge, negative. So while taking the resultant potential due to many charges, you have to take the respective potential. For positive, you have to take plus. For negative, you have to take minus. Correct? So this way, the resultant potential due to many charges. We shall make use of this formula to derive the formula for the potential due to a dipole. You know, I was telling you the previous chapter, dipole, it is the combination of two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance, plus q minus q, separated by a distance, length of the dipole. Distance between the charges is called length of the dipole. And every dipole has dipole moment, electric dipole moment. It is the product of either of the charge, any of one of the charge q, and the length q into 2a, that was dipole moment. Is it? So for a dipole, if you have to find the, even we have derived the formula for the electric field for a dipole. If I consider a dipole like this, minus q plus q, then this is the axial line of the dipole. This is the equatorial line of a dipole. On the axial line, we have derived the formula E 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. Well, for a short dipole. On the equatorial line, it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube. At any arbitrary point also we have derived the electric field, right? Similarly, we are going to find the electric potential for a dipole at different points. Electric potential for a dipole at different points, right? Now, let's consider. First, let us consider an electric dipole. An electric dipole is a combination of two charges, minus q and plus q. It's a combination of two equal and opposite charges separated by a distance. Well, this is the center of the dipole O. all the distances, you know, I was telling you on while explaining dipole, all distances must be measured from the center of the dipole. Well, this charge is at a distance a from the center, and even this is also at a distance a. So the length of the dipole is 2a. Length of the dipole is 2a. Then dipole moment from minus to plus, it's a vector. So the dipole moment of the dipole, it is the product of either of the charge q and the distance between them, q into 2a. So it's 2aq. This is the dipole moment of a dipole like this, right? It's 2aq. The length of the dipole is a vector, mind you, right? So length, the direction is from minus to plus q. So P, dipole moment, is from minus to plus q, like this. Clear? So that way, the electric dipole, we are going to find the electric dipole. First, let us find the electric potential of the dipole on the axial line. Now, this is the axial line. So I was telling you, axial line, the line joining the charges passing through its midpoint. So the line that is passing through the charges passing through the midpoint, now this is termed as axial line. Now on the axial line, consider a point P somewhere here at a distance r from the center. You know, all distances must be measured from the center there, okay? So therefore, from the center, let the distance be r. Now I have to find out the electric potential at point P, which is at a distance smaller from the center of the dipole like this. So I have to find the potential here. Now how? Well, first I shall consider these things as two discrete charges, isolated charges. I shall find the potential due to each charge. You know, potential due to point charge, considering it as, I shall consider each as a separate point charge. So V is 1 by 4 epsilon q by r. So first take the potential due to this, then take the potential due to this, then the total potential is the algebraic sum. We are going to find the same there, right? So therefore, so the electric potential due to these charges. Now suppose the distance of the point P from the center is r. Now if I take the distance of the point P from the positive charge, well, from here to here it is r, from O to P, of which this distance is a. So the remaining distance of the positive charge from point P, now this distance will be r minus a. You know, distance from O to P is r, of which this distance is a. So the remaining distance, it is r minus a. So distance of the point P from the positive charge is r minus a. Similarly, the distance of the point P from the negative charge, from here to here it is. Well, from P to here it is O, and from O to negative charge is A. So the total distance is R plus A. So from the center of the dipole, the point P is at a distance R. True. But from the positive charge, it is R minus A. From the negative charge, it is R plus A. Well, if you take the same point on the other side of the dipole, on the other side of the axial line, on the axial of the dipole, then the distance from this will be r minus a, from the positive charge will be r plus a. Doesn't matter, right? So therefore, so this side, if I take on to this side, then the potential P, potential at P. Well, so first we shall find the potential due to each charge at point P. Now, potential due to the positive charge at point P, potential due to the positive plus q charge at P. Potential, we know potential due to a point charge, formula is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the quantity of charge, the amount of charge by distance of the point from the charge. So it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, right? So potential at point P due to positive charge, V positive, Vp. So it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the charge is q, and the distance of the charge from point P, it is r minus a. Distance of the charge from the point P, it's r minus a like this. Similarly, the potential due to negative charge minus q at point P, let's say Vn, let the potential due to the negative charge be Vn, then it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, it's minus q by distance from the negative charge is r plus a. You know, I was telling you potential is a scalar. It can be positive, negative and 0. For positive charge, you have to take place. So from the positive charge, P is R minus A. So this is plus Q. But from the negative charge, it is minus Q. So I have to take the respective charge. For positive, take plus. For negative, take minus. Then the resultant potential at P. The resultant potential at P. The net potential at P. Well, we know the resultant potential at any point. Potential is a scalar. It is the algebraic sum of all the individual potentials. So therefore, resultant potential is potential due to positive and potential due to negative charge. Therefore, the resultant potential at point P, VR, this is equal to potential due to positive. It's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R minus A plus of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q by R plus A. Take the common things out. If I take the common things out, so the resultant potential at point P, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, it is common there. So the constant out, it's Q by R minus A. This is plus into minus, it's minus Q by R plus A. Again, Q you can take common out there. So it's Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. Well, this is R minus A and R plus A. In the denominator, I can take the LCM. It is R minus A into R plus A. Well, on taking LCM and putting the things on either sides, so I get R plus A. I am taking LCM, that is R plus A into R minus A. You have to multiply this here and this here, right? So therefore, the resultant potential at point P is Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now, in the denominator, it is A plus B into A minus B. You know, A plus B into A minus B is A square minus B square. So it is R square minus A square. Well, in the numerator, it is R plus A. Multiply minus into this. So minus R, minus of minus A, that is plus A. So this get cancelled. So therefore, resultant potential is Q by 4 pi epsilon naught A. It is 2A by R square minus A square. So therefore, it is 2AQ by 4 pi epsilon naught R square minus A square. Now, but I have already stated that electric dipole moment is equal to 2AQ. The electric dipole moment is 2AQ. So this part is dipole moment. So the resultant potential at point P is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught the dipole moment P by R square minus A square. So this is the formula for the electric potential, of an electric dipole on its axial line. The formula for the electric potential, the potential on the axial line, of a dipole, V on the axial line, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square minus A square. So this is the formula. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square minus A square. Now that is the potential there, right? So therefore, potential on the axial line of a dipole, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square minus A square, like this. That is the thing. Is it? Now, if it is a short dipole, so I was telling you a short dipole and ideal dipole, a dipole whose charge, the quantity of charge is, it is a combination of two equal and opposite charges of high magnitude. Charge is high magnitude and the distance of separation is very much small, right? Q is more but R is less. For a short dipole, the length of the dipole is less. That is, A is very much very less when compared to the distance of the point there. Very less. So therefore, A negligible when compared to R. So when compared to R, A is negligible. A itself is very small. A square is still small. So neglecting the higher powers of A. Potential on the axial line, for a dipole, it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square. This is the formula for the potential at a distance r for on the axial line. Well, V is inversely proportional to r square. For the electric dipole, potential on the axial line is inversely proportional to square of the distance. Inverse square, it obeys inverse square. Dipole moment is P. So therefore, the potential depends on dipole moment. V proportional to P and V inversely proportional to r square. V inversely proportional to r square it is it? So therefore, V is proportional. V is 1 by 4 epsilon P by r square for a short dipole. For a complete dipole, for a finite length, the length is not negligible. For finite length, then it is 1 by 4 epsilon P by r square minus E square, like this, right? So for a potential on the axial line, for a short dipole, P by r square. For an ordinary dipole, 1 by 4 epsilon P by r square minus E square, where A is the distance. A is the distance of the point from distance of the A is the distance of each charge, either of the charge from the center of the dipole. Right, so that way we find the electric potential, right? And potential is directly proportional to dipole moment. More the dipole moment, more the potential, obviously, and inversely proportional to square of the distance. Inverse, it is proportional to square of the distance. Well, for a point charge, 1 by 4 epsilon, it is q by r. For a point charge, it is inversely proportional to r. That's all. But here it is for a dipole, r square. You have to remember this point, right? So the distance is doubled. If the distance is doubled, potential becomes 1/4. Distance increased n times, potential becomes 1 by n square times. So that way it is like this. Now, coming to the electric dipole, when I take a point on this side, point very nearer to the positive charge here, then the potential due to positive charge is more, potential due to negative charge is less. So potential due to positive charge is more, potential due to negative charge is less. So positive potential is more, negative potential is less. So the answer is positive. So on this side, the potential is positive. The potential at any point here is positive. The potential due to positive charge is more, negative charge is less. The resultant potential will be positive. But if I take the same point on the other side of the dipole, suppose this axial line, extend the axial line here, right? Suppose if I take it on the other side, this is the extended axial line. If I take a point here, now the point is nearer to negative charge. Now the negative potential is more, positive potential is less. So the negative potential, the final answer will be minus. So if it is on to the right side, the point lies on the right side or nearer to the positive charge, then the potential is positive. The point is nearer to the negative charge, the potential is negative. So that way on the axial line, the potential varies by the formula 1 by 4 epsilon P by r square minus a square. Well, you can write it as plus or minus P by r square minus a square, because if the point is near to the positive charge, it is plus. Point nearer to the negative charge, it is minus. So that way you find the potential due to a dipole on the axial line. So for the potential due to a dipole, I have considered a point P on the axial line at a distance r. I have found the respective distances from each charge. From positive charge it is r minus a, from the negative charge it is r plus a distance. Then potential due to each charge, due to positive charge plus q by r minus a, due to negative charge minus q by total distance is r plus a. Well, net potential is the algebraic sum, so add them algebraically. 1 by 4 epsilon q by r minus a, this is minus q by r plus a. Take things common, right? Manipulate, doing some algebra, then we get potential is q by 4 epsilon 2a by r square minus a square. Well, 2aq is dipole moment. The electric dipole moment of a dipole is 2aq, like this. 4 epsilon r square minus a square, like this. Correct? So this way we find the potential at any point on the axial line, 1 by 4 epsilon p by r square minus a square. So this way you find the potential on the axial line of a dipole. If the dipole is a short dipole, the length is very much small, a very much less than r, the distance between the charges is very less when compared to the distance of the point, then it's 1 by 4 epsilon p by r square. So therefore it is inversely proportional to r square and directly proportional to the dipole moment there. For positive it is plus. If you take it on the side which is nearer to positive charge, you get plus positive potential. If you take it on the side which is negative, nearer to the negative charge, then the potential will be negative. Right? So this way, potential due to a dipole on the axial line of a dipole, right? Thank you. Find the potential due to a dipole on the axial line. Now let's find the potential due to this dipole on the equatorial line. Similarly, we will consider the points and let's find the potential due to the dipole on the equatorial line of a dipole, right? So same way, take the discrete charges, find the potential due to each charge, then add algebraically. The algebraic sum is the total potential due to the charges, right? Good. Now, so let's find out now the potential due to the dipole on the equatorial line. Equatorial line. Now, just so we have found the electric potential due to the dipole on the axial line. Now, we will find it on the equatorial line. So, let me consider an electric dipole. Consider a dipole, right? Dipole of two charges minus q and plus q. Well, the distance from all the distance are measured from point O. This is A and this is also A. Is it? These are the distances. The length of the dipole from here to here, this is the length of the dipole. Right? The dipole moment is from minus to plus. We know the dipole moment P is equal to 2aq. Is it? It is the product of the charge, either of the charge and length of the dipole. Right? Now we have to find the electric potential on the equatorial line. Well, what is equatorial line? The line passing through the midpoint of the dipole and perpendicular to the axial line. Passing through the midpoint and perpendicular to the axial line. Now this is termed as the equatorial line. Now on the equatorial line here, now let me consider a point P here. Now I have to find out the electric potential at point P, which is at a distance r from the center of the dipole. So this is r, isn't it? So I have to find the potential at that point there. Well, to find the potential, I have to find the potential due to each charge. What is the formula? 1 by 4 was not q by r. Q is the charge, r from the respective distance from each charge. So I have to find the distance of the point from each charge like this. Right? So this is r. You know, these three form a right angled triangle. If this is r, this is a, it is under root of r square plus a square. Similarly, this is r and a, this is under root of r square plus a square. So distance of the charges from the point P, both are at same distance, root of r square plus a square like this. Well, so here I have to find the potential due to the dipole there. First we will find the potential due to the positive charge. Due to this positive charge, potential due to positive charge of the dipole, positive plus q of the dipole, right? Let it be of dipole. Let it be Vp. Well, the formula is 1 by 4 epsilon q by r, q by distance. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, it is positive charge plus q by the distance of the point from the charge. You know, the distance of the point from the positive charge is under root of r square plus a square. Similarly, the potential due to minus q now, potential due to this negative charge of the dipole is, let us say Vn, it is negative here. Again the formula 1 by 4 epsilon q by d. So it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. The charge is minus q. And the distance of the point is root of a square plus root of r square plus a square. So it's minus q by under root of r square plus a square. This is the potential. Now the net potential. So the resultant potential due to dipole, resultant potential due to the electric dipole. So V resultant, we know it is the algebraic sum of all the individual potentials. So it's Vp plus Vn. So therefore resultant potential is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Vp. It's plus q by under root of r square plus a square and plus of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus q by root of r square plus a square. Well, take the things constant out, 4 pi epsilon naught The LCM, you know, root of r square plus a square, root of r square plus a square, same, root of r square plus a square. This is plus q and this is minus q. Plus of minus is minus q. Now plus q minus q get cancelled. So the net potential is 0. Right? So at any point on the equatorial line, whether that side or this side, the resultant potential due to electric dipole is 0. Why 0? You see, any point on the dipole is at same distance from either of the charges, and both the charges are equal and opposite. So potential due to positive charge, whatever potential that is there due to positive charge, is same as the potential due to negative charge and minus. So the net potential is 0. The net potential is 0. So at all the points on the equatorial line of the dipole, the net resultant potential is 0. There is no resultant potential. So if not only the line there, if you consider a plane, imagine a plane like this. If I imagine a plane, equatorial plane between two equal and opposite charges. Let's suppose if this is positive charge, this is negative charge. Positive and negative like this. Then in between, imagine a plane like this. A sheet, imagine a sheet which is going perpendicular to this and passing to the center. At all the points on that sheet, the resultant potential is 0. The net potential is 0. So for an electric dipole, the resultant potential at any point on the equatorial plane, not only equatorial line, equatorial plane of the dipole, at all the points the potential is 0, because every point on the plane will be at same distance from each charge and both the charges are equal and opposite. So then both the potential will get cancelled. So the net potential is 0. It is a zero potential surface. Equatorial plane is a zero potential surface. Equatorial line is a zero potential line. At all the points on the equatorial line, the potential is 0. Now, so potential here and potential here. Suppose if he is asking to find out the potential difference between any 2 points on the equatorial line. The potential, what is the work done in moving a charge from here to here? Well, potential at any point on the equatorial line, it is 0. So here the potential is 0, here the potential is 0. Potential difference is 0, work done is also 0. Potential difference is 0, work done is also 0. Now let us understand this theoretically. Why 0? Now what is potential? It is the amount of work done in getting a unit positive test charge. So if I am getting a unit positive test charge to place it at this point, unit positive test charge to place it at this point, then with respect to positive charge, the external agent has to do work. With respect to positive charge, in moving, this is positive, repulsive force. So the external agent has to do work, move it closer to it. So the work is spent, work is done, energy is spent. So the system will gain potential. But with respect to negative charge, this negative will attract it. The work done by the external agent is negative. Right? So therefore the system will lose potential. So due to positive charge, potential gained. Due to negative charge, potential lost. So both are equal. So the net potential is 0. Right? Due to this, the work done positive, work done negative, net work done is 0. So both cancel one another. So that way the resultant potential. So this is a standard point at any point on the equatorial line. Not only equatorial line, at any point on the equatorial plane of the electric dipole, the electric potential is 0. The potential difference between any 2 points on the equatorial point is always 0. The work done in moving the charge from infinity to any point on the electric dipole, any point on the equatorial line of the electric dipole is 0, because potential is work by charge. When the potential is 0, work done is also 0. The work done in moving any charge from one point to other point on the electric dipole is 0. So he may ask you, what is the potential on the equatorial point? 0. Potential difference between any 2 points on the equatorial plane? 0. Work done in moving the charge from infinity to point on the equatorial line? 0. Work done to move the charge from any point, one point to other point on the equatorial plane? This is 0. So the question can be in any form. The question, he may ask you the question in any form, right? It can be potential difference, work done, or work done between 2 points. All the things are 0 with respect to this. Very important point, standard point, right? Thank you.